Dun 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 dun. The build-up is real. Welcome everybody to Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Action Jackson Wilson. NBA 2K26, MyCareer. We're back. It's bigger than ever. Every game from here on out, it grows. Whether it's the intensity, the stakes, everything. It's game 2 of the NBA playoffs. Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson, 7-1 center, most valuable player, rookie of the year, and the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Indiana Pacers, the defending conference champions. If you haven't checked out the previous game, I would encourage you to do so. We brought home a big win, 88-78. We're looking to go home with a commanding 2-0 series lead. We are going to be playing on Hall of Fame, just so everybody's aware. 10-minute quarters. This has been the case from the very beginning, with the exception of the out-of-bounds intro in high school, college, etc., where there is no difficulty. But ever since my NBA career began, it's been the hardest difficulty. So, expect some cheese, expect some challenges. Hasn't always been perfect, but we're bringing you raw, unedited coverage here on this channel. Whether it's this series or the others that we have posted, including Dispatch. We got that started last night. Be sure to check that out as well. Yours truly is playing that. And we also have another group gameplay coming out, but you're just going to have to wait to find out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, this is Action Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming. NBA 2K26. This has been quite the ride for us here on the YouTube channel. Nobody knew who we were before we entered the NBA. We were just a kid growing up in Vermont, just a high school senior, until we got invited to that prospect camp in Los Angeles. Again, I got all that content saved, so you guys will have the opportunity to start from the very beginning and witness the entire story of Action Jackson Wilson on his path to greatness. Look at the fire in his eyes. Wilson locked in, whether it's hitting threes, scoring in the paint, getting steals, rejecting opposing shots. LaMelo Ball showed up as well in game number 1, and that's been very, very key. LaMelo Ball has had his ups and downs, but when he gets going, the whole team does, with him and Wilson leading the charge. Gainbridge Fieldhouse is in a frenzy here in Indianapolis, Indiana, as the Pacers are fighting for their playoff lives after losing home court advantage to the Charlotte Hornets in game number 1. They're going to go with the same lineup as they did in the previous contest with Tyrese Halliburton at the point. Same with the Hornets, LaMelo Ball, Colin Sexton, who is replacing an injured Brandon Miller, is expected to miss 1 to 2 more weeks with an ankle injury. He's also out there with yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson, Miles Bridges, and Green. As the Pacers win the tip, game 2 is underway. Tyrese Halliburton gets to work early. He gets into the post, fakes on Ball, and he scores it. Tyrese Halliburton, who struggled to get anything started in game number 1, is going to have to step up if the Pacers are going to force at least 5 games in this series and even it up 1-1 heading on the road to Charlotte. Wilson gets the first points on the board for the Charlotte Hornets, the same way he did in game number 1. Backing in Obi Toppin, taking advantage of the strength and the size. The Pacers gave away Miles Turner in the offseason, and that was a key acquisition for them if they're going to get this series done. Here is Obi Toppin inside, and he lays it up again. So back-to-back 2-pointers in the paint for the Pacers to begin game number 2. A minute gone by, and now Wilson will give a screen for Ball off the pick. Wilson gets it to him. Ball steps back, takes the triple over Halliburton and scores. LaMelo Ball from downtown. That's a good sign for the Hornets, who take their first lead of the night. It's 5-4. Here is Nesmith. Nesmith, as Toppin sets the screen. Wilson keeps his hands up, stays on his feet. Toppin with the drive. Wilson with the rejection. But the ref blows his whistle. Wilson's going to pick up the shooting foul. And Obi Toppin will get 2 free throws. While he's attempting these, I forgot to do this in the intro, but I just want to let you guys know that Jesus Christ loves you. I don't care who you are or what you've been through. Your sins can be forgiven by belief in his finished work on the cross. His sacrifice was for all. He died and then rose again so that we could rise with him, renewed, cleansed, made white as snow. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish. Those who call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And not only that, their lives will be transformed. Here is a missed free throw by Toppin after he converted on the first. He's got a 5-5 game, and now Wilson sees the shooting guard on him, and he backs into the post. Wilson spins. Wilson with the slam plus the foul. Wilson says, whatever you can do, I can do better. The boos rain down here in Indianapolis as the Pacers are still trying to solve Jackson Wilson here in these first 2 games. Wilson dropped 47 on him in game 1. And he already has 5 here in game 2 as he gets the shooter's bounce on that free throw. 8-5 Charlotte, looking to take a 2-0 series lead here in round 1. Here is Shepard swinging it around the perimeter to Tyrese Halliburton. Nesmith looking for the game-tying shot attempt, but it's covered up. Good ball movement by the Pacers as Siakam gives it to Halliburton in the corner. Here's a lob inside for Toppin. Never mind, it's a 3 for Tyrese Halliburton. Definitely fooled me. 8-8. 7:50 to go here in the first quarter. The screen by Wilson. Wilson's going to go back to the post again. Wilson spinning on Toppin. Another slam. I'm telling you, man, if you don't bring that double team, we're going to exploit that every time. It's one thing an MVP has to do is read the floor, read the defense. And right now, he's on it. Wilson with the block, and Wilson is gone. The two-handed slam. Defense to offense. Wilson with the tomahawk. And it's 12-8 Charlotte here in the opening minutes in Indianapolis. The Hornets looking to do the same thing as they did in the opener. Take the crowd out of it and seize total control of the momentum. Siakam to Halliburton. Obi Toppin comes up. He'll set a screen. He'll fade. Good defense by Ball to stay on Halliburton. Halliburton with the ankle breaker takes it right in his face, and it's pure from 20 feet out. That two-pointer brings the Pacers back within a bucket. It's 12-10. Wilson with the screen on Halliburton. Here's the roll by Wilson for another flush. Wilson, and more Wilson for the Charlotte Hornets here in the opening minutes. We've only played 4.5 minutes in quarter number 1, but Wilson's already got 11 points on shooting 100% from the floor. Halliburton kicks it out to Nesmith. Nesmith guarded tightly by Green. Halliburton looking to stay hot against Ball. He shoots but misses. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll swing it to Con Knippel. Knippel, the first-round draft pick, swings it to the second-round draft pick, Wilson. Here comes a pick and fade with Green. Wilson utilizes it. Green gets bottled up, gives it to Bridges. Bridges to Ball. Ball's going to isolate. Wilson will crash the boards for him. Knippel in the corner for 3. It's pure from downtown. Con Knippel with that silky smooth touch from downtown. He's cooking with that stroke, and it's 17-10. Charlotte. 5:40 to go here in the first quarter. Toppin with the drive. He gets by Wilson for the layup. Toppin's got the slight speed advantage over Wilson, but that hasn't impacted that matchup for the Charlotte rookie. He's finding ways. Here's the three-pointer. It's no good. Wilson's first miss is from downtown. The rebound is by Siakam. 17-12 Charlotte. We're just getting rolling here in game 2, 5 minutes in. Want to thank everybody for tuning in here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Backdoor cut by Toppin. Good defense by Wilson, but that doesn't impact his shot. Toppin with back-to-back buckets for the Pacers, and it's 17-14. As LaMelo Ball gets another screen from Wilson. Wilson will post up again. Wilson facing Siakam as they switch the matchup. Kicks it out to Bridges. Knipple, another three. No good, in and out. Pacers rebound with Neesmith. Hornets scramble back on defense, but Siakam gets a game-tying three-point attempt. Thankfully, he's able to miss. Still 17-14 as Wilson gives a screen. Here's the pass to Wilson. Wilson isolates. Tyrese Halliburton will try to stop him, but no luck. I don't know what the Pacers are doing, putting all these guards on Wilson and not sending double teams, but it's killing them right now. 19-14 Charlotte. 13 points now for Jackson Wilson here in the opening quarter. That matches game one for him. He scored 13 points in each of the first two quarters as part of a 47-point performance. Tyrese Halliburton hits the three. Pacers not going away. The Hornets have led pretty much the entire game so far. But Wilson remaining calm, cool, and collected. Here's a screen for Bridges. Bridges to Knipple. Knipple to a cutting Wilson. Wilson had the open shot, but he lays it up anyway. There you go. I tried to take that up, but it made me go into a pump fake instead. But when you're hot, you're hot. And that's definitely the case for Wilson right now. And now we get a defensive 3 seconds called against Wilson when he was standing next to Toppin. Okay, 2K, I know you're salty because we're dominating you, but I don't know if that was really the correct call. Shepard with the and one, or not the and one, but you know what I mean. A platoon swap coming in for the Hornets. And Huff will check in for the Indiana Pacers. He's also out there with Walker, who is calling isolation and posting up near the right hash. Benedict Mathurin with 5 to shoot. Huff trying to get free. Wilson not letting him, but he does at the last moment, and Huff misses the triple. I did not think he was going to pass that, but thankfully we're still up 3. Here is Sexton. Bounce pass gets deflected out of bounds. Actually, it didn't get deflected. It's going to be Pacers basketball. And now Jackson Wilson will take his first break of the night. Once again, good morning to everybody. This is Jackson Wilson coming to you live here on Ladder of Light Gaming. How about a big shout out for our bench? This is what they need to be doing. Wilson was talking to the coach prior to the playoffs. He's only going to be sitting out 4 minutes a game, but during those 4 minutes, he expects the bench to be going all out. Wilson checks back in, and Huff wastes no time getting 2 points over him. 28-22 Charlotte. They're following suit of their leader, Jackson Wilson. Colin Sexton from downtown, but he can't get it to go. Huff secures the rebound and swings it up ahead to Jones. Jones trying to drive inside, kicks it out to Huff. He attempts a 3 over Wilson, but that's no good. Wilson on the fast break. Wilson's got a guard on him, so you know what's going to happen. Wilson gets into the post, double team comes, and there's a jump ball. Before Wilson could kick it out, Pascal Siakam brought help. And now he will jump with Wilson at the free throw line. Wilson wins the tip to Williams, and the Hornets will reset. Wilson back into the post against Siakam. He sees the mismatch, so he gives it to Williams. Williams into the corner for Wilson. He takes a 3 over Pascal Siakam. It's no good. Rebound Indiana. Pacers trailing by 6. Here's a cutting McConnell, and he lays it in over Wilson. Wilson is there, but it hasn't impacted the Pacers to this point. They trim the deficit back to 4. It's 28-24. 23 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Wilson wants to go to the post again. Doesn't care if he has Huff on him. Wilson backing him in. Wilson spinning, goes up to the layup and gets blocked. Gets his own rebound and resets to Williams. Out to Mann. Mann has got to beat the shot clock. No good. Wilson with the offensive rebound and the putback over Huff at the buzzer. 1.4 to go in the first. Siakam's got no time to shoot. And it's 30-24 Charlotte. The Hornets once again taking the early first quarter lead, setting the tone here on the road against the Indiana Pacers in round 1 of the NBA playoffs. We're back in a moment here on 2K Sports. Ladder of Light Gaming, hosted by Action Jackson Wilson. As we get ready for quarter number 2 here in Indianapolis, the fans rise to their feet, waving the rally towels, trying to get behind the Pacers, who desperately need to win this game here tonight. They don't want to go to Charlotte down 2-0. I got to tell you what, those fans over in the Buzz City are amped up and excited for what's to come in these next couple of days. Colin Sexton outside for Wilson. They work it around the perimeter to Williams. Williams knocks down the triple. I think that's the first 3 that Williams has hit all season with Wilson on the floor, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Charlotte extends its lead to 33-24 to begin the second quarter. Siakam getting the offense set up. The big man steps back and gives it to Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin can't respond. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll leave it for Colin Sexton, the veteran point guard and former Cleveland Cavalier. Wilson will attempt a three-pointer, in it! Wilson from downtown, and that's an immediate timeout for the Indiana Pacers. That coach has got to be beside himself. The Indiana Pacers wanting to set a tone, make a comeback, and they do the complete opposite. They lay an egg. They're missing shots, and they're giving up wide open looks that are resulting in points on the other end. It is a double-digit advantage, 36-24 for the Charlotte Hornets here on the road. Doesn't feel like a road game right now. The Hornets can do no wrong. And nobody would have expected this at the start of the season, I can promise you that. That's why the Hornets have so much to be proud of, no matter how this playoff run ends. Rick Carlisle breaks up the timeout, and T.J. McConnell, who was 0 for 7 in game 1 from the floor, trying to get the Pacers back on track, but no luck. Benedict Mathurin misses a mid-range shot. Now Terrence Mann gives it to Wilson. Wilson backing down. Here comes a double team. Mann with a three-pointer. No good. Rebound by Benedict Mathurin. Now the floor is opening up for Wilson's teammates as Pat Connaughton, the veteran out of the University of Notre Dame, deflects that pass out of bounds. And now we'll get the first look at Liam McNeely as Pat Connaughton will take a seat. 36-24 Charlotte. Huff on the inbound for Indiana. Huff gives it to Siakam. Siakam dealing with some pain due to some injuries, but he is playing through it. The season on the line for Indiana. Walker with a mid-range from 20 feet out. He scores it. That brings the Pacers back within 10. 8:10 remaining here in the first half as Wilson comes with the screen for Colin Sexton. Sexton isolating. He doesn't want the screen, so Wilson will take it. Wilson gets into the post. The double team doesn't come, so Wilson will spin on Huff. Pump fake, pump fake. He's going to go up and draw the shooting foul. Huff thought he had the deflection, but Wilson fearlessly going at him. He's not intimidated by his size, his body frame. And Wilson, who has been red hot in these first 2 games, he's got 20 points and 7 rebounds here in the first half of game 1. He can't get the first free throw to fall. That's Wilson's first miss of the postseason. And now McNeely will return to the bench for the Charlotte Hornets. There are the overall team stats. Hornets have been very efficient since the playoffs began. That's not the case for Wilson here on this trip to the line. He misses both tosses. And now Walker gives it to McConnell. Huff. Picked up by Wilson beyond the perimeter. Siakam. As Huff cuts through the baseline left side. Here's a three-pointer by Indiana, and it is perfect. Benedict Mathurin from downtown to bring the Pacers back within single digits. Huff guarding Wilson. Wilson's going to run isolation. Loses Huff on a screen. Beats a cutting Williams for the slam. Wilson picks up his second dime of the evening. Williams, who is responsible for both of those assists. He hit a three-pointer, and now he finishes in the paint. Great teamwork by the Charlotte tandem. Here is Mathurin. Trying to stay hot. He hits a turnaround jump shot, but he misses. Wilson again to Williams. Another mismatch, and Wilson sees it. Huff is slow getting to his spot. And that's the third assist for Jackson Wilson here tonight. And another timeout for the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton getting ready to check back in. The Pacers continuing to have issues on defense against this Charlotte Hornets squad that has come in playing loose, freely, and locked in. 6:35 to go here in the first half. 40-29 Hornets over the Indiana Pacers. That man, Jackson Wilson, who nobody thought would make it to the NBA, much less win the MVP or Rookie of the Year, is now trying to lead a postseason run for the ages for a starving franchise in the Charlotte Hornets. But Tyrese Halliburton is trying to do everything in his power to prevent that from happening as he immediately gets to work fresh off the bench, flushing that down to bring the Hornets back within 9. Charlotte leading 40-31 as Diabate works with Wilson on a pick and fade. He'll dump it to Colin Sexton, who swings at the ball in the corner for 3. No good. Another offensive rebound by Wilson, and he gets 2 more points out of it. That's been another story of this series. That glass. It's definitely been filled up for Jackson Wilson. Tyrese Halliburton had the open layup, but instead the Pacers kick it out. And they end up getting 3 as TJ McConnell hits from straight away. Finally, TJ McConnell is on the board after missing his first 9 shots in this first round series dating back to game 1. Here's LaMelo Ball off a screen. Ball can't answer. Rebound by Halliburton. Halliburton picked up by Trey Mann. Here's a screen by Huff. Halliburton for 3. In and out. Rebound by Wilson. He's now got 10 boards here in this first half. Up ahead it goes to Wilson. Ball throws up another 3. Misses again. Rebound by the Pacers. Siakam to McConnell. McConnell steps back and sets up the offense to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton isolating. They clear out that left side. Sexton trying to stand his ground. Huff comes over to help if need be. He's in the corner. He takes the jump shot and scores. Tyrese Halliburton with the assist. Huff with a couple of buckets off the bench. And speaking of the bench, a platoon of Hornets getting ready to check in, led by rookie sensation Con Kniffel. Ball is the third time the charm from downtown. You bet. LaMelo Ball from downtown. 45-36 Charlotte. 4:15 to go here in the first half. McConnell as Huff sets an off-ball screen. Halliburton for 3. He's got the answer. Pacers looking to make a rally here in the second quarter. They trail 45-39. Wilson with the mid-range off a LaMelo Ball. Assists, no good. Rebound by the Pacers. We're trailing by just 6. Wilson loses sight of his assignment. Benedict Mathurin hits the deep 2. 45-41. We're going to do the same thing we did in game 1. The Pacers are making a run. Wilson's going to call for time. I don't know why they had me guarding Benedict Mathurin, but that was my fault. I should have picked him up. 3:36 to go here in the first half. It's 45-41 Charlotte. But that lead used to be a lot larger. It was double digits at one point, but here the Pacers now only trailing by a couple of possessions. A sellout crowd is back in it here in Indianapolis, and Wilson's going to take a seat on the bench. And as he re-enters, the Indiana Pacers have taken a 60-53 lead, and this crowd is amped up. Wilson not happy, but that should fuel his fire coming out for the third quarter. The Hornets are being hit with their first dose of adversity here in game number 2. As the Indiana Pacers fans prepare for the $10,000 half-court shot. We'll be back for the second half soon enough here on Ladder of Light Gaming. What a comeback by the Indiana Pacers in that first half. The Charlotte Hornets once again taking an early double-digit lead, but Indiana is now up 7. The Pacers playing with a new sense of energy as they look to even this series, heading to Charlotte for the next 2 games, games 3 and 4. I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Axon Jackson Wilson. Hope you guys are having a blessed morning. Jesus Christ loves you guys. Don't forget that. You tuned in at a right time because I'm going to need some support from my teammates and the fans as well. We got a rally to put together. We're trailing by 7 at the half. We started out with a 12-point lead, but the Pacers quickly got back in it. And Wilson, after leaving the game, leading by just 4, the Pacers go on a huge run in the final 3 minutes leading up to halftime to go up by 7. The Pacers shooting 65% from the floor. Tyrese Halliburton on a mission to get this series squared away. And as you see, yours truly, Axon Jackson Wilson, putting the life on the line for his team. He's got 22 points and 10 rebounds, but that has not been enough so far for the Hornets, who are still in good shape no matter what happens here today. But you know us, we want to get greedy. We don't want to take this for granted. When we have an opportunity to take total control of something, we have to do it. As we take a look at Jackson Wilson in that first half, expect him to have the ball in his hands a lot here in the third quarter as he looks to lead a comeback. It's going to be Hornets ball, trailing by 7. Wilson going to get right into the post, facing Obi Toppin, but they bring the double team immediately, and they poke it out of Wilson's hands. Shepard on the fast break, picked up by Knippel and Wilson. Halliburton somehow finds his way to the loose ball and makes this a 9-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. Hornets looking to push. Wilson getting into the post against Toppin. The double team doesn't come. Wilson drop steps for the slam. The Pacers actually tried to bluff Wilson right there. Did you see they faked the double team to try to get Wilson to turn the ball over again? Wilson not fooled. He's going to go to the line for a chance to bring the Hornets within 6. Wilson, it's worth mentioning, he's missed 2 free throws already in this game, but he capitalizes this time. Hornets down 62-56. The Pacers made a comeback, and now the Hornets are looking to return the favor. That's now 25 points on the board for Jackson Wilson here in game number 2. Here is a three-pointer by Halliburton, no good. Rebounded by Bridges. Ball takes it, but Wilson calls for it. He's going to get to the post again, this time on the left side. Backs Toppin in. Wilson spinning, driving. His layup is no good. Toppin secures the rebound. Halliburton will bring it down for the Indiana Pacers. Halliburton kicks it to Nesmith. Nesmith in the post. Outside for Halliburton. Halliburton pass fakes. Halliburton with the drive. Wilson meets him at the rim and makes Halliburton earn it at the stripe. Wilson picks up his second foul. Halliburton, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, is able to knock down the first. 63-56. Indiana, here in Indianapolis, the home of the Pacers. The Pacers gave up home court advantage in game 1, but they're looking to respond and bring this series back to 1-1 as we head to Charlotte for game number 3. Wilson staying busy. He's continuing to dominate Obi Toppin in the post. He's now up to 27 points. If it ain't broke, Wilson's going to keep going to that drop step. 6-point Indiana lead as Wilson switches on Siakam. Toppin takes a 3. It's no good. Good box out by Bridges to get that board over Pascal Siakam. Wilson cutting inside. A beautiful feed from Con Knippel. And Wilson brings the Hornets back within 4. This has been a tale of comebacks for those that are just tuning in. The Pacers, which once trailed by 12, now have a 4-point lead. The Hornets, who once trailed by 9, are trying to make a rally of their own. Tyrese Halliburton, however, says not so fast, and he hits that mid-range shot. 66-60. Here's a pick and roll with Wilson. Wilson's going to go back to the post against Toppin. He spins, gets in position, dunks again. Obi Toppin still can't stop him. He has no choice but to commit the shooting foul. And Wilson is going to go to the line for one and a chance to bring the Hornets back within a single possession. 66-62. Pacers over the Hornets, but they are coming. They can hear the footsteps. They can hear the buzz from the Hornets. Wilson's able to knock down the free throw. It is a 3-point deficit now for the Pacers. Obi Toppin with the back door. Wilson with the block. But the Pacers will keep possession. We are seeing a motivated and determined Wilson who has checked back in for the third quarter. Defense and offense. He's making an impact. Aaliyah, I just want you to know Jesus Christ loves you. Even though you may hate yourself, he doesn't. He loves you. Here is Wilson on the inbound. Defending Toppin. Now the Pacers will set up the offense with an off-ball screen courtesy of Toppin. Tries to get Siakam open for a triple, but Siakam is right there. Siakam with the fadeaway. It's no good. Wilson with the rebound. Swings at the ball. Wilson screens for ball. Wilson wants the ball again. He's going to post up again on Toppin. Wilson drop steps. Another slam! Somebody help Obi Toppin. Get him on the bench. Put Huff back in the game. Because at this rate, Toppin's going to foul out, and Rick Carlisle heard me. Right on cue, Toppin's going to get sent to the bench. And Wilson will have an opportunity to tie this game up at 66. Tyrese Halliburton led a comeback for the Pacers. Wilson returns the favor for the Hornets, who trailed by 9 to begin the second half. Wilson committed a turnover, and the Pacers capitalized on it. But here is Huff. After Charlotte makes a run to level this at 66, he puts the Pacers back up by 2. Here is Wilson. Huff's got his hand down. Wilson's going to go for 3 in the lead, but it's no good. Rebound, Indiana. Here comes Siakam. Siakam picked up by LaMelo Ball. Neesmith to Huff in the corner. Here is Halliburton crossing over. Halliburton trying to get free against Bridges. Halliburton with the drive to Huff in the corner. His contested 3, no good. Rebounded by the Hornets. Up ahead they go to Wilson. Wilson sees a mismatch with the shooting guard. Gets back into the post. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wilson goes up for the layup, but it's no good. Wilson had to put that up. Good defense by Neesmith. Wilson will pick him up and switch the matchup to Huff. Neesmith with the drive, and he flushes it home. Indiana leading by 4 as the Hornets look to push. Wilson receives the pass. He'll get a floppy going for Knipple. Knipple off a screen. Knipple's not open, but he sees Wilson to the cut. Huff with the block, but he was too late. Wilson nearly had another and one on that slam, but good ball movement by the Hornets. It's going to more than likely result in more points for Jackson Wilson. There's one. Wilson knocks down the free throw. He's up to 36 points as we play here in the third quarter. 5:36 to go. We're in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. The Hornets took Game 1, 88-78. They're looking to head home with a commanding 2-0 series lead. But the Pacers are showing fight here tonight. Wilson once again perfect at the stripe after missing 2 free throws earlier in the game. He's made a nice adjustment. And now Tyrese Halliburton swings it to Reed Shepherd. Shepherd guarded tightly by Knipple as the Pacers set a series of off-ball screens. Halliburton to the cup, he leaves it for Huff. Wilson with great defense, and he forces a Huff miss. The Hornets once again with an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Wilson with the drive, fakes Huff, and ties it up. Huff thought Wilson was going to kick out. He remained back. Look at that hesitation. What a third quarter for Jackson Wilson. 17 points since coming out of the locker room. Huff trying to give the Pacers the lead back, but he misses the three. Wilson into the post. The double team doesn't come, but the Hornets don't lead. Wilson can't finish over Tyrese Halliburton. Siakam as Huff cuts inside. Halliburton kicks to Shepherd. Shepherd isolating. Shepherd takes his time, and the Pacers will post up Siakam. He's got a mismatch, but he can't exploit it. Missed opportunities for both sides. The game remains tied at 70. Now Wilson. He'll take on Siakam this time. Wilson backs him in and dunks it for the lead. Charlotte back on top, 72-70. What a comeback and a timeout by Indiana. 19 points in the third quarter for Jackson Wilson. And he signals to his teammates, are you with me? Let's go. Wilson said in a post-game interview following game one, it's us against the world. If we all play together and we don't give up, nobody can beat us. And right now, the Hornets are showing that mindset. This Pacers crowd, even though they're pumped up, courtesy of the Pacer dancers, they're stunned. This has been a game of comebacks, a game of runs. The Hornets took the early advantage. The Pacers led by 9 in the third. Now Charlotte reclaims the lead. It's 72-70. Back and forth we go here in Indianapolis. Every possession matters at this time of the year, especially for the Pacers, who need this win to get back in this series, heading on the road to Charlotte. If the Pacers can't win tonight, this could be their last home game for all we know. It's going to be a tall order to go into Charlotte and win in front of those rowdy Hornets fans. We're ready to make noise after so many years of suffering. Another miss by the Pacers. Wilson with the rebound. Out to Mann for three. He's got it! Trey Mann with the tray ball. Pun intended. Hornets lead by 5. 3:30 to go in the third. Siakam hands it off to Halliburton. Halliburton shoots. No good. Wilson the rebound. And the Hornets will slow it down. Wilson will set up a floppy for LaMelo Ball. 3 minutes to go here in the third. Here's a three by LaMelo. No good, and the Pacers will rebound with Pascal Siakam. Benedict Mathurin brings it down. Mathurin crosses over, steps back, gives it to Huff. Huff posting up Siakam. Here comes a double team on Siakam. Why would they leave Halliburton? But thankfully he misses. That was not a smart double team, but the Hornets defense gets bailed out right there. Now Wilson in the post. The double team comes for him. He'll swing at the ball. Wilson with the pass fake. Halliburton comes to help. Wilson into the post. Wilson's going to put this up. Takes the jumper over the smaller guard. It's no good. Rebound by Huff. Siakam spinning. Gives it to McConnell. McConnell isolating. Huff with the off-ball screen for Halliburton. Huff drives to the paint. And now Halliburton will try to do some damage. In the corner, Huff for three. No good. Good closeout by Wilson. Here come the Hornets on a fast break. Wilson into the post on Siakam. Wilson spinning. Wilson is winning! And so are the Hornets. 77-70. I'm not sure what we have more of, points or voice cracks in this episode. But either way, we're making it work, ladies and gentlemen. 72-70 Charlotte Hornets over the Indiana Pacers on Hall of Fame. We got new viewers. Welcome into Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Jackson Wilson. We can do no wrong here in this second half. The Pacers, which once led by 9, are now down 7. Jackson Wilson with over 20 since the Hornets came out of the locker room. He has taken this game by the throat. 43 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 67% from the floor with an A grade. As you can see, the Hornets with that 88-78 victory in Game 1, hashtag all day long. That's the mindset that these Hornets have right now, despite missing Brandon Miller with an ankle injury. For those who don't know, Brandon Miller is out for the next 1 to 2 weeks. But Colin Sexton has played some nice minutes off the bench. That veteran presence has been big for us. The Pacers hit a wide open three to stop the bleeding and cut the deficit back to 4. as Wilson gets a pick and fade started with Pat Connaughton. Huff is nowhere to be found, and that's why Wilson called it. Connaughton with the miss, but there's Wilson again with the offensive rebound. Sexton with the second chance points. Right on cue, Colin Sexton. We were just giving you credit for your production. 80-73 Charlotte. 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Here's the screen by Huff. Huff pops out, but Wilson sees the play. Huff handles the ball. Gets into the post with 6 seconds to shoot. He'll leave it for TJ McConnell. 3 on the shot clock. McConnell off the dribble. It's no good. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll give it to Trey Mann, his backup point guard. Mann with the drive. Kicks it out to Wilson. Wilson and the Hornets will take their time right here. Let's get a little screen here for Pat Connaughton. Connaughton with the drive, but Wilson throws it away. Honestly, I thought Connaughton was going to pop back out. Miscommunication on Wilson's part. Okay, Coach, fair enough. I'll take a seat after that one. That's on me. So as the final seconds tick away here in the third quarter, I just want to let you know once again, Aaliyah, you could post that as many times as you want, but it doesn't change how Jesus views you. Keep going. Keep enduring. Don't give up. Those endure to the end will be saved. Brother to sister in Christ, I love you. Here is Wilson getting into the post for the fourth quarter. Swings it out to Colin Sexton. The Hornets will get the first possession, leading by 7. Trying to set the tone and keep the momentum going. Sexton with the drive. Sexton pulls up for 2. It's no good. Rebound by the Pacers. Mathurin kicks it to Siakam. Siakam to McConnell. McConnell steps back. McConnell dribbling with his right hand, and he'll give it to Mathurin. Mathurin takes a series of screens. He'll drive inside and kick to the corner for a wide-open Walker, who knocks down the 3 for the Pacers. Indiana once again making a run. They've cut this to 4 as Wilson will get into the post against Huff. This is strength against strength, and Wilson is able to win it. Wilson doesn't have enough space for the drop step, but he still has the soft touch. Wilson now with 45 points on the night to go along with 17 rebounds and 4 assists. 86-76, 82-76. Hornets on top. And they're also leading this series 1-0. Trying to take that commanding 2-0 lead. Heading home to Charlotte. Great defense. Wilson with the rebound. And he'll swing it to Colin Sexton. Sexton to a cutting Wilson for the layup. Mathurin saw that it was coming, but he was half a second too late. And the Hornets are back up by 8. Hey, that rhymed. It was too late. The Hornets are back up 8. 47 points for Jackson Wilson to match his Game 1 high. He's needed to produce even more to lead the Hornets to another victory here on the road. 5 seconds for Mathurin to shoot. He knocks down the triple. 84-79 Hornets. A lot of basketball left to be played here in Indianapolis as Wilson takes the ball from Pat Connaughton. Hornets get the offense going. Grant Williams. Floppy's going to be for him. He gets free off a screen, but he doesn't want the triple. Instead, it's Colin Sexton. Sexton pulls up at the shot clock, no good. But once again, Wilson is there on the offensive glass, but he gets taken down by Huff. No foul. It's a clean block according to the officials, and the Pacers get back within 3. TJ McConnell scores 2 points on the other end, and the Hornets will take a timeout. That was a clutch block by Huff. A big swing. Instead of the Hornets going up by 7, it's now a 3-point game. This gold-out, sellout crowd here in Indianapolis, amped up. The Pacers' season could be very much on the line, as Siakam will stick Jackson Wilson here on this play. Wilson getting into the post. They deny him, but that's okay because Colin Sexton is riding to the rescue. He hits the 3 from downtown to put the Hornets back up 6, 87-81. Well done, teammates. Way to rise to the occasion. 6:50 to go here in game number 2. The Hornets trying to go home with a commanding 2-0 series lead. Halliburton with the miss. Wilson with his 20th board, and he'll keep this for himself. He'll run isolation. He'll clear out the floor, and he'll post up Pascal Siakam. Wilson goes into the fade. He can't kiss the glass. Rebound by Indiana. It's been a great game for Wilson, shooting 65% from the floor. 47 points, 20 rebounds, and 4 assists as Halliburton gets the offense set up. This is going to be isolation for him. 6 seconds for him to shoot. Halliburton, nice pass to a cutting Siakam. Siakam is able to put it up and in. 87-83. As LaMelo Ball gives it to Jackson Wilson. He'll call this play for LaMelo Ball. Wilson channels his inner Nikola Jokic. Kicks the ball for 3. No good. Diabate thought he had the offensive rebound, but the ball goes back to the Indiana Pacers. Kick to the corner. Mathurin for 3. No good. Rebound by the Hornets. Up ahead they go with Wilson. Wilson picked up by Mathurin. He'll go to the post. Here comes a double team. Out to Ball. Another 3. This time he rattles it home. LaMelo Ball from downtown. It's back to a 7-point lead for the Indiana Pacers. 90-83. Wilson, who got caught sleeping watching Halliburton last time. This time he'll focus on Siakam. Siakam in the corner. Wilson is right there on him. 7 seconds to shoot. Siakam with the drive, but Wilson is still right there. However, it doesn't bother the touch of Siakam, and he gets a crucial 2 points to get the Pacers back within 5. 5 minutes to go. 90-85 the score. Ball kicks it to Wilson. Wilson into the post, facing Siakam. The double team doesn't come. Wilson drop steps and converts another layup. What patience and what focus by Jackson Wilson, with Pascal Siakam right there on him. 92-85, Charlotte with the lead. Halliburton fakes on the 3, and he'll swing it to Benedict Mathurin. Mathurin crosses over. Mathurin gives it to Halliburton. 3 to shoot. Halliburton with the step back 3. It's perfect. Tyrese Halliburton from downtown. It is a 4-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Here is Trey Mann off a Wilson screen. Mann with the drive. He'll give it to Wilson. Outside LaMelo Ball. Ball with the drive. Ball to a cutting Wilson. Wilson with the slam over Pascal Siakam. 50 points on the grand stage for Jackson Wilson. He's seizing the playoff spotlight. 94-88. Will this be enough to give the Hornets a 2-0 lead in this series? Pass inside to Halliburton. He's got the flush, despite 2 defenders in the vicinity. That's now 30 points on the night for Tyrese Halliburton, as Wilson will set up the offense right here. This is going to be a pick and roll with Diabate. The defense sees it, so Wilson will take his time. He'll go into the post. Once again against Siakam. 3 to shoot. Wilson gets position. Another dunk! Siakam may be big, but Wilson is proving he's stronger. 96-90 Charlotte. 53 points on the night for Wilson. He's also got 20 rebounds. Halliburton trying to keep pace, and he scores another layup. I don't know what Colin Sexton was doing. I guess he tried to draw the charge, but we don't have time for that. We need stops. 96-92. The Hornets huddle is hyped, but there's a lot of work still left to be done. 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Can the Hornets hang on in what has been a tale of 2 comebacks? The Pacers rallied from double digits to take a 9-point lead, and then the Hornets came back from that deficit to regain the advantage of their own. Jackson Wilson, who's going to be out there with Bridges, Mann, Ball, and Knipple, will try to close this out. And go home with a 2-0 series lead. The fans in Charlotte are going to be amped up and excited either way. But they would absolutely be flattered if the Hornets can have that commanding 2-0 lead because then they're guaranteed at least 3 home games. Wilson from downtown. It's no good. Rebounded by the Pacers. Here is Halliburton. Halliburton kicks to Siakam. Outside Halliburton. His three-pointer is good. Tyrese Halliburton for 3. The Pacers are within 1. 2 minutes to go. Wilson with the screen. The pass by Ball. Wilson, tough layup. It's no good. Rebound by Obi Toppin. A couple of misses by Wilson down the stretch, and the Pacers can take the lead. Siakam trying to drive. Kicks it out to Toppin. Contested 3. No good. Great defense by Wilson. The Hornets looking to push. Wilson gets into the post against Toppin. Wilson spinning. Same story. He dunks over Obi Toppin. Toppin has not been able to stop Wilson this entire series. Wilson's now got 55 points. It's been straight bully ball. Old school NBA from the Charlotte Hornets rookie. The kick out to Toppin. Toppin ties the game up. Wilson committed to Siakam, and Obi Toppin made him pay for it. 1:20 to go in game number 2. Wilson with the screen. They're going to feed him again. Wilson in the post against Toppin. Spinning. He's got it. Jackson Wilson makes up for his defensive miscue with 2 more points. 100-98 as Halliburton posts up Siakam. Siakam with the drive. He throws it away. Man with the steal. Hold on, Kadipple. Hold on. Slow down. Slow down. Ball had the open 3, but we're going to slow it down. Wilson is going to run isolation against Siakam. Wilson into the post with 6 to shoot. Wilson spinning. He blisses it. He misses the dunk, and he's going to foul Pascal Siakam. They got a foul to give. Wilson wants to take away the fast break. We had multiple guys open for 3. And we're going to force the Pacers to inbound the ball with 30 seconds to go. Whatever you do, guys, no threes. Wilson thought he had the 4-point lead for the Hornets, but he could not finish the slam. And with 31 seconds to go, 100-98, Charlotte over Indiana. Here we go. Obi Toppin on the inbound. Here is Siakam. Siakam with the drive. Siakam for the tie. No good. Rebound by Bridges. And the Pacers have no choice but to foul. What a thrilling finish to this second game. It hasn't been pretty, but the moral of the story is Jackson Wilson has been making a lot of big plays down the stretch. He gave up a game-tying 3, but he gave the Hornets the lead right back with a clutch dunk on the other side. And after missing another dunk, it would have put him up 4. Wilson has the opportunity to help the Hornets regain a double possession lead at the charity stripe. He's money on the first free throw. Wilson tonight with 58 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, and he has made 7 straight free throws after missing his first 2. Make it 8 in a row. And those free throws could seal the fate for the Indiana Pacers, who now need to pull off something fast. Trailing by 4 with their season undeniably on the line. The Charlotte Hornets 22 seconds away. Actually, I rephrase that. 22 hard-fought seconds away from a 2-0 series lead in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference quarterfinal. They've come into Indianapolis and stolen home court advantage, and now they're trying to steal both games. Wilson will defend the inbound. The pass goes into Halliburton. Halliburton fakes. Halliburton kicks it to Toppin. Wilson deflects it. Toppin gets it back. No good! Wilson stood his ground, and Toppin is out. That's it. That's his 6th foul. Toppin will take a seat for the rest of the night. And he will have no choice but to most likely watch his team hang their heads in defeat, trailing 0-2, going to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Bus City is ready to erupt. Wilson could reach the 60-point mark in just his second postseason game, and he has done just that. 60 points, 21 rebounds, 5 assists, and 9 consecutive free throws made after missing his first 2. 10 for 12 from the stripe is Jackson Wilson. He's now got 61 points. The 3 by Nesmith. No good! The Pacers will foul again. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Jackson Wilson not only has wrapped up this game, but he could join his owner, Michael Jordan, with 63 points in a playoff game. What an honor this would be. But he's got to hit them both. He knocks down the first. 62 for Wilson. 105-98 Hornets. The Hornets are going home with a 2-0 series lead and a piece of history. Jackson Wilson with 63 points. He ties Michael Jordan for the most in a playoff game. Do you have any words left? I don't. The Charlotte Hornets, 106. The Indiana Pacers, 98. Folks, we are going home with a 2-zip lead in this Eastern Conference quarterfinal. Somebody fire me up, please.
Beating the drum about how important you are to the team's success. Does a double-double in the win prove what they say? The more MP, the better we'll be?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. You come up with that?
No, it's real.
Oh, hey, okay, well, that's funny. I mean, look, to answer your question, I had a good game, but you need a team to win in this league. More of me isn't the answer to all of our problems. I wish it were, but it's not. Hey, but I love more me. More MP, right? Don't get me wrong, though. But we need more of all of us.
Well said, MP. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, over to you.
Yeah, great answer, because you got to give my teammates a lot of credit for multiple reasons. Number one, we had that 2-point lead, and I had an opportunity to put the game away on that drop step dunk I ended up missing. Maybe it's because I was fatigued, I don't know, but the bottom line is we fell short right there. But credit to my teammates for playing terrific defense and getting a big defensive stop and getting us the ball back and giving me the opportunity to wrap the game up at the line, which we did. We hit every single one of our tosses down that final stretch. This wasn't our best game shooting from downtown, but we didn't need the 3-ball. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If we have a mismatch in the paint, we're going to continue to exploit it until they send double teams. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments the Pacers make for at least these next 2 games, which are coming up in Charlotte. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Like, comment, and subscribe to Ladder of Light Gaming. This has been another presentation of NBA 2K26 My Career on Hall of Fame, starring yours truly, Action Jackson Wilson. Let's take a look at our updated playoff stats. Check us out, man. 55, 27, and 4. Just to win 2 close games on the road. This right here is what we're going to most likely have to put up if we're going to carry this Charlotte Hornets team to the promised land, the NBA title. But like I told you guys so many times, with God, anything is possible. And I can prove that through this gameplay. No matter what happens, we have done so much this year, and it has been an unforgettable ride. But with the situation that we're in, at least in this first round, the ride is only beginning. We're guaranteed at least 4 more games of this thing. Let's take a look at our updated playoff ladder. As a matter of fact, I could have done this last time, but let's sim to our next contest.
All right, I'm here.
Which will be game 3 in Charlotte.
MP, how you feeling heading into this one?
I feel great. This series has been easier than I thought it would be, but they're down 2-0. So I expect them to play with a little bit more desperation.
What do you have to do to overcome that desperation?
Not much. They're going to be keyed in on me, but I can't let them take us out of what we do best. I'm looking to be the game's top scorer and, keep showing the world what I can do on this stage.
You heard the man, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that tweet. MP's that dude. If he said he's going to lead him in scoring, then that's definitely what's going to happen. Well, I really appreciate the compliment, but I can't do this without my teammates. Everything I put up is thanks to them. They put me in the right position to get that done. So, like I said, here's the playoff tree. We're coming home with that 2-0 lead, but check it out. So are the Milwaukee Bucks, the 8 seed against the New York Knicks. Giannis and the Bucks trying to avenge 2 years ago when they were a number 1 seed, but lost in the first round to the number 8 Miami Heat. All the true NBA fans will remember that one, I'm sure. Everything in the Western Conference is evened up with the exception of the Timberwolves, who have buried the Kings the first 2 games. How about my Detroit Pistons? We could have upsets galore here in the Eastern Conference first round. You got Milwaukee up 2-0. You got us up 2-0. You got the Pistons up 3-0. And even the Toronto Raptors are giving the Cleveland Cavaliers a run for their money. The Raptors were able to win game 1, but it looks like Cleveland rebounded. Wow, this game wasn't even close between the Bucks and the Knicks. There's our contest, 106-98. Yours truly, Axon Jackson Wilson, with a record performance in game number 2. And as you can see, he joins his owner, Michael Jordan, as the only other player in NBA history to put up 63 points in an NBA playoff game. And this is a rookie accomplishing this feat. Absolutely unreal, ladies and gentlemen. What's next? You guys are going to have to find out. This is Axon Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming NBA 2K26. Signing off. Thank you once again for your support. Couldn't do this without you guys. And I especially couldn't do it without my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And it is on His behalf that I pray peace that passes beyond all understanding and unconditional love that only Jesus Christ, His Son, can provide. The Father and I are one. In Jesus Christ's words, He is God, and He sees and knows everything that you're going through. When in doubt, turn to Him. Make Him your Savior, and you shall be saved.